Hi there, my name is Diane Morrison, and I'm a science fiction and fantasy author. I'm looking for your help to publish my novel, A Few Good Elves. Three years ago, you guys helped me publish Once Upon a Time in the Weird West, which is a collection of my Weird Western serial stories. And 2 years ago, you helped me to edit and publish Gunsmoke and Dragonfire, a fantasy western anthology. I figure we make a winning team. The Toysoldier Saga is a fantasy space opera universe. It has all of the elements of space opera science fiction, but everything's done by magic. I don't think there's anything out there that is quite like it. And I really hope that you'll enjoy it and the extended universe that has been created around it.
I am Chris. I play Arian, the grizzled older ex-enlisted elf.
Remember, we've only got 30 days to make this happen. With your support, you can have some of the art that's been created for the books, you can have the stories, the ebook, a trade paperback copy, a hardcover copy, you might be able to get them signed. You could even get the entire collection of everything that I have previously published or been published in. Thanks in advance for your support, and thank you for listening. Hello and welcome once again to Diane Writes. Thank you guys so much for joining me and for being patient with my commercial at the beginning of the show. 35 hours left to the Kickstarter, guys. We're doing really well. We are, let's see here, $146 shy of the audiobook stretch goal. Can we do it? I think we can. 87 of you have already backed this. This is awesome. I really appreciate all the support, and, you know, find a friend to pick up, like, a copy, because we're so close. We're so close, guys. It's so close. I'm like, so we can do this. We can do this. I know we can. Now, say hi to everybody. Hello, Shadow. You certainly were the first for a change, which is interesting. We did not have James lurking in the chat for like an hour beforehand, which is nice. And then Kahuna came in with a raid. Thank you very much for the raid. As always, Kahuna, it's a pleasure to have you here. Then we have James, Lappin for life. That wasn't done very well. Lappin for life. Because, I don't know, glove got in the way. But there we go. And hello, Shyred Fox. Hello, Moonflower. Hello, Dremeg Kest. Hello, Damparo. Good to see you. Hello, hello, Games. Games came in and said, like, aloha 3 times, which is kind of fun. James reminded me that I have to get up early tomorrow, because tomorrow is results day for week 2 of the Tourney of Tales for July of 2021. And that will start at noon, of course, as it is wont to do. Yeah. It's going to be fun. I wonder if, though, I should wait this time, right, and do it halfway through. Because, guys, tomorrow's the last day of this Kickstarter, right? And it ends at 11:59 p.m. Pacific time on Thursday night. I'm going to be doing a countdown stream to the end of the Kickstarter. It's going to run from 10 p.m. Pacific to midnight Pacific. That will be, let's see, brains here. So 1 in the morning Eastern on Friday, 5 a.m. UTC, 6 a.m. UK, right? And 10, add 5, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, a nice reasonable time for a change for Australian Eastern Time. So hopefully you guys will join me. We're going to have raffles. We're going to have, little previews. We're finally going to actually read some excerpts from the book, and it's going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. And, you guys can, bite your nails with me as we get close to the goal. It'll be good. It'll be great. It'll be great. Of course, we are fully funded already. Thank you very much for that. That happened within the first week, and that is awesome. And we've been kind of nickel and diming our way towards the first stretch goal ever since. I know we can do it, right? We had a bit of a setback yesterday. Somebody canceled a larger pledge, but people have been making up for it. And now, like you said, we're less than $150 short. We can do it. I know we can do it. James, my house loyalist, who I love, loyal Lappin. All right, hello Scribe. Scribe is here. I promised Scribe yesterday that I would do his showcase, which I did not get to do. We're going to start off with that as soon as we switch to the sprint screen. Hello Masades, always glad to see you. Hello Barbarossa, a pleasure to see you. Check out Barbarossa's stream if you haven't already, by the way. I was in his stream this morning and it was a lot of fun. And I think because he's an infrequent streamer, like he streams once a week or so, right? He just doesn't get the audience that some of the other morning streamers get. You should stop in when he's on, right? Not to say that, Ink Flame isn't awesome, because she is, right? And not to say that, other people aren't awesome who are on, because they are, but, check them out. All right. Hello, Amelie. Shadows off to get something to eat. Hello, Daz. Glad to see you. Hello, Smut Geek. Awesome. Thank you for encouraging people to go support the Kickstarter games. I appreciate that. All right. We already have 593 words for House Tiki because Drumeg writing while we yapping. So that's awesome. Does Kickstarter accept gift cards? Asked Shadow. Some people have had success with it, and some people have decidedly not, right? My suggestion is give it a try. And I'll throw this out there. If you are having trouble with Kickstarter's payment system, right? We've already done this for a couple people. Get a hold of Aaron. Tell him. Get whatever you want to pledge into his hands, plus whatever relevant shipping costs apply to the pledge, right? And he will just add it to his total that he has pledged, right? My dad didn't... he had trouble going through Kickstarter, wouldn't accept his credit card for some reason, so he gave money to Aaron to make a pledge on his behalf, and we've just been adding things on there. So you can do that, and we will be happy to do that for you. All right, James is writing too. That's great. Hello, Laria. I haven't seen you for a few days. How are you? I hope you're well. Oh, you can do that? Yes, we can. So yes, we will. If that's the thing that's stopping you, right? Credit cards, Kickstarter being a pain with your payment, talk to him. When you pull my article up, refresh. I added some stuff. When does my Kickstarter end? 35 hours from now. 35 hours from now. That would be 11:59 p.m. Pacific time tomorrow. So. And then you won't have to put up with my commercial anymore. My Kickstarter video. You won't have to see it anymore. Then you'll have to see my book trailer, which I haven't made yet. So you have a bit of a reprieve. All right. Aww. Boo. That's sad, Masadi's. I'm sorry to hear that. But you know what? The book is coming, right? The book is funded, right? And tomorrow night we're going to have raffles, right? So, you know, the stories will still be up for grabs. So, you know, it's not the end of the world, right? It's not the end of the world, right? You can honestly pre-order the book on Amazon if you can't get it now. That helps me a lot. The more pre-orders that I get, the more visibility the book gets. And that is the only thing that really sells stuff for independent publications, right? Also, if you get the book, right, through your Kickstarter, another way that you can really help me out is by doing a review, right? Go to Amazon, go to Goodreads, go to wherever, you know, they do the book reviews, give it a rating, right? Whether you liked it or not, it actually helps, even if you give me a shit rating to get visibility on it, honestly, right? Hopefully you like it, but if you don't, that's okay, right? Go there, right? And say, I supported this book, this book's Kickstarter, right? Put that in like one of your opening lines, and then, you know, just a paragraph about what you thought about it. And that also really helps, right? So that is also something the community can do to support. And for anyone who takes the time to do that, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Yeah, I can't do things that takes money later on, Kickstarter pre-orders. Oh God, yeah, I know, right? Because you know what happened with me, right? I'll have the money in the bank, and then it'll get spent. I'll forget what I was saving the money for, and then it'll just, it's gone, right? Yeah, so I get it. Give 5 stars with a sarcastic line. This is a typical ADD thing, apparently. All right, Barbarossa asks, hey Sable, can you do a quick thing for me? Probably. I'm about to switch over to the sprint screen. By the way, how is the stream holding up? It appears to not have a lot of lag. I thought of something yesterday. Okay, so I went to the trouble of putting together entirely new scenes that were more designed like my Sable's World Forge scene, since I'm not having any trouble with that one, right? And this morning I woke up and I thought, you know, Aaron said that he dialed back the broadcast frequency, like the bit rate. Maybe he didn't. Maybe he thought he did, but he didn't do it, right? So I looked, and sure as shit, it was jacked up to the highest setting. So I dialed it back considerably. Let's see if that's a problem today. If it's not, bonus, because I prefer this scene, this setup. I'd rather run with this, right? If it is a problem, I got a backup plan. It's all ready to go. I just have to switch to the other scene setup. But I don't like it as much because it's kind of busy looking to me, and I'm gonna have to tinker with it. So, all right. It's way going by then, says Masadi. So yeah, the money, bye. Drumegg has written another 178 words for House Tiki. House Tiki's kicking some ass today. Barbarossa says, can you check out how my image on my document article and see if it looks good or visible enough? Yes, I can. Yeah, dialing back the resolution output helps a lot, says Stretch. And hello, Stretch. Yeah, I thought that had been done, right? Aaron, I asked him, and he said he'd done it when he did the setup, when he, you know, reformatted my computer. But he probably forgot, right? And that's okay. Like, that shit happens. I just assumed that it had been done. I should have checked it long ago. So, here's hoping that this works today. Yes, we're going to look at that. We're going to go to the sprint timer first of all. The first thing I'm going to do is look at Barbarossa's graphic, because that, you know, doesn't take any time. And then we're going to go right into Scribe's article. So, let's do it. All right. Magic rite of a drowsy law. Aha! Ha 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 ha! He took my suggestion. Cool. That's what you're after. Oh, what a nice logo. That is great. That looks like an Imperial letterhead. Good job. Yeah. I think, okay, I can't wait to read this when it's done. That is going to be great. Let's go to Scribe's article. I shouldn't have to refresh, but I'm going to do so just to be sure. Daz says, I'm making inventory for the city shops in case my players manage to get that far, even though I don't expect that, but players, right? Yep. Always, you never know what the hell they're going to do, so try to plan for all eventualities. Oh yeah, and you may have noticed I took the Starfield frame from around the webcam image here because I thought it's just extra strain on the system. And I see it didn't load right. Oh well. Okay, let's try reloading this. See if not. No, it's just not going to do it today. This thing has a border around it that looks like this, but sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. You know what? I'm going to... Let's see. I think my sprint timer carries on to my break timer, so I'm going to flip over between the scenes. Yes, it does. Okay, that loaded properly. Now let's go back to this. No. Alright, I'm just being picky today. Try it one more time. Yeah, I like the purple too. Okay, I would have to completely reload, so as you can see, I've got like one subscribers thing sticking out at the bottom that doesn't have a frame, and this doesn't have a frame. Okay. And everything looks fine? Excellent. Excellent. Okay. Alright. Aha. James says, question. I want to include you in my coming of age article. As part of a document, you will be mentioned in the doc. How would you like me to go about this, i.e. just use your author name or something else? Right, and you were asking earlier if you want, to use my real name. Okay, so, depends what you're doing with it, actually, right? Sable Aradia is a name that has taken a lot of forms. So I really am, totally cool with Sable Aradia being a character, right? Diane Morrison, I gotta think about, because that's my actual legal name, right? And it is my author name, right? That's the name I use for my science fiction and fantasy writing, right? So it depends, yeah, it basically depends on what you're doing with it. Probably not. I probably don't mind, like, as far as do I mind? Probably not. I probably don't mind. I'm probably happy with whatever you're going to do, James, so it's all good, right? But, I would like some more information. You don't have to share it with me on screen if you would prefer, or in chat. If you would prefer to talk to me about it on Discord, that's cool too, right? And, but odds are good that I'll be fine with whatever it is. But I would like to know more if you're going to use Diane Morrison. Just, if that's okay. I can't really stop you. Right? I will give a screenshot of my intention on Discord. Awesome. Okay, awesome. Thank you. Cool. Alright, let's do this. I have been looking forward to this article. I heard part of this on Coffee's stream. This is from Scribe. Elephants of Brahmaputra. He sounds like I have 3 minutes and thought I'd go on. Glad I didn't miss this. Okay. No, you did not. You're here just in time. Alright. Beautiful picture, by the way. Do you want me to read the sidebar or the main article first? Because it's a long sidebar. No, I think I'll read that last. I think I know what part that is. Okay. Elephants of Brahmaputra. Today, the demographic trend lines for Asian elephants are very grim. By the century's end, the species seems likely to succumb to what paleontologists are calling the sixth great extinction. The tsunami wave of species extinguished by the activities of humankind. Are there promising strategies of avoiding this outcome for the Asian elephants? Of saving the species? On a continent whose human population is in the billions and will certainly continue to grow, is it nonetheless possible to set aside sufficient forest ranges for Asian elephants to become a completely and sustainably wild species as they were millennia ago? Alternatively, are there favorable future roles for the elephants as work animals, roles that can still keep these amazing creatures happy and help them flourish again? Jacob Schell, Introduction of Giants of the Monsoon Forest, 2019. Nice that you use real-life quotes about that. It's very important. Main gives context for sidebar. Got it. Okay. Nice translating there, Sable. Cool. Intro. Ever since colonists first set foot on Brahmaputra, their primary partners in settling the planet have been their majestic elephants. No other animal from Earth or native to Brahmaputra compares in strength, endurance, intelligence, or empathy. Yes, elephants are wonderful creatures, very much like us, yes. Maybe nicer though. Standing 3.5 meters tall at the shoulder and weighing 5 tons, these elephants are capable of extraordinary feats of strength, and yet are clever enough to independently devise solutions that never occurred to their human masters. That is true. Right? They can work for days in weather and conditions that would wear down most industrial vehicles. But most importantly, you might consider a comma there. The elephants of Brahmaputra are a spiritual anchor, linking the settlers to their past and grounding them in the opportunities of the present. Hey, WD Michael, good to see you, man. How are you? I'm doing quite well, and I'm glad to see you're back world building again. That's awesome. Where you at in your summer camp prompts and whatnot? Oh, and hello, Eli. Welcome, welcome. Good to see you. I'm reading Scribe's article right now, the working animal prompt. History of elephant taming. The earliest signs of elephant taming come from the Harappan civilization that existed on Earth in the Indus Valley, dating back to roughly 2000 to 3000 BCE. Sorry, excuse me. You need a period there. It's a typo. It's missing. By 1000 BCE, the practice had spread throughout the region as kings and princes caught and tamed wild elephants for use in their armies and temples. After Alexander the Great of Macedon invaded India in 327 BCE, the practice of using elephants as heavy cavalry spread west. The Seleucid Empire, the Hellenic states, and the Carthaginian Empire all competed in an arms race to have the largest amount of military and working elephants on hand. Okay, see you later, Esau. Thanks for joining me. However, in response to Hannibal Barca's invasion of Italy with 40 elephants in 218 BCE, the Romans developed tactics to envelop charging elephants and spear them from the side. This development of anti-elephant tactics, climate change in northern Africa and southwest Asia reducing elephant ranges, and the long time needed to raise and train a new generation of elephants ultimately saw the end of the Mediterranean elephant taming tradition by the end of the Roman period. The fall of the Carthaginian Empire might have had something to do with it too, I imagine, but yeah. From here on out, the practice would continue almost entirely in India and surrounding Asiatic regions. Over the centuries, as gunpowder weapons made destruction on a larger scale possible, and isn't that a fine invention, elephants increasingly became laborers or symbols of status. By the 18th century, the majority of elephants, almost entirely of the Asian variety, worked in the timber and transportation industries. Elephants in South Asia were used to clear forests for British tea plantations and to harvest the teak wood, so highly valued by the British shipbuilding industry. Over the course of the 20th through 24th centuries, these elephants and the clans that worked with them saw action in World War II, the Vietnam War, the Myanmar War, I should know that, Myanmar, I know that word, the Indonesian Rice Wars, and the Wars of Bangladeshi expansion. That would be better phrasing? Fixed. Awesome. Alright, thank you for the bunny words there, James. The Warren appreciates it. One of the largest problems facing colonists leaving the solar system in the 27th century was how to survive without an already existing industrial and agricultural base. Yeah, that's the rub, isn't it? Right? That and surviving the radiation. Yeah. Increasingly, colonists look back to permaculture and animal husbandry to solve the issue. Yep, that makes sense. While a modern all-terrain vehicle might be loaded with a million different conveniences, once broken down, there was no guarantee the colonists would have the resources or tech base to repair it. I thought of this. I'm glad you have too. Domesticated animals, however, comma after animals, comma after however, could not only self-replicate, but multiply, assuming a basic level of food, water, and safety. Yep, because natural biological things self-repair. Convenient. Yeah. When the Brahmaputra Colony Limited began its voyage, among its cargo was 551 working elephants. And I like how you made it not a precise number. It's in Myanmar. Yeah, Mayan. Yeah, thank you. Okay, yeah, I know the word. I'm just having a day stretch, but thank you. Yeah, Myanmar. Okay. Development of the Brahmaputran elephant breed. Keen to provide a solid foundation of genetic diversity and unsure what they would find in their new home, colonists brought with them elephants of every surviving species on Earth. Of the 551 elephants that made the trip, the breakdown by species was as follows. Indian elephants, 200. Sri Lankan elephants, 70. Sumatran elephants, 70. Borneo elephants, 60. African bush elephants, 91. African forest elephants, 60. I appreciate Stretch. I do, because my brain just wasn't doing it today. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to sound impatient. I actually do appreciate the help. Okay. Early colony records indicate plans to purposely breed separate breeds for specific tasks. However, due to a collective refusal to cooperate from the elephants, I like that, any attempt to do so was abandoned shortly after landing. Yeah, you cannot fuck with an elephant, man. They will do what they want. You know, you gotta talk them into shit. You cannot just make them do shit, usually. Not without doing horrible things to them that are immoral. Yeah. I love that. Yeah. Instead, the entire population was allowed to mate freely, leading to a relatively standard shape and size unique to Brahmaputra, with traits inherited from each breed. From the African bush and forest elephants, and thank you for thinking about this in detail there, Scribe. Kudos to you to do that. Large ears, 1.8 meters tall and 1.5 meters long. Large tusks, 2 meters long. Practical for defense, I suppose. 2 lobes/fingers on the end of the trunk. Yes, a very handy little tool, that. From the Indian elephants, powerful and stocky legs, tallest at the arch of the back, twin-domed head. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, love it there, Scribe. You cannot fuck with an elephant's fucking. Yeah, it's a big problem they had getting elephants to breed in captivity. It's still a problem. They need space and they need options, right? If you just put 2 elephants together, they might fight till the day they die. You can't assure that they're gonna breed. You gotta give them options. They're like people. They have personalities. Okay, from the Sri Lankan and Sumatran elephants, dark, almost black skin, very sharp-looking elephants, distinctive white markings, depigmentation on the face, trunk, and ears, nice, so they got kind of a piebald thing, cool, and twin-domed head. Sadly, no traits of the Borneo elephants are present in the modern breed, as all 60 succumbed to viruses shortly after their arrival. That's cool too. That's something that, that's going to be a factor when we go out and colonize space. Even if we find a planet where we can breathe the atmosphere, there's no telling what kind of pathogens might be there. It's awesome. Yet working elephants have the same lifespan as wild elephants, twice that of zoo or sanctuary elephants, which was interesting to me. Yeah, just like us, they get bored, right? And they get lonely. Right? And they don't have a purpose. And if they don't have a purpose, they kind of waste away. Click here for elephant traits reference pictures. We are definitely going to click here. There's the awesome twin-domed head. Cool. Depigmentation and twin-domed head on a Sri Lankan elephant. That's awesome. It's very sharp looking. Large African ears versus small Asian ears. That's the sprint for those of you sprinting. I always rather liked this big fan-like ear. More practical for fly batting. Yeah. And 2-fingered versus 1-fingered trunk. Yeah. Yeah, very cool. Laria says, I think the main problem with habitable planets is that they are most probably habited. That might be true. We don't know that for sure, of course, but, you know, I mean, the problem is it's impossible to study this by any scientific method because the sample size is too small. We have one planet we know has life on it right now, right? Well, actually, that's not true because we're starting to find organic signs, not life per se, but the signs of it once having been there on Mars. So that's interesting. All right. Daz puts in 176 words for the lizards. Excellent. I am sure the herd thanks you. Life on Brahmaputra. A work elephant has a daily work pattern similar to any employed worker. Over the course of a roughly 8-hour period, they haul cargo, aid in construction, transport humans, or any of the odd jobs that their mahots, masters riders, demand of them. And by the way, I don't know if that's properly pronounced because I've only ever seen the word in print. I've never heard anybody actually say it. I know what it means, right? But I do not know exactly how it's pronounced. Yep, we suspect 4 more. 2 planets and 2 moons. So awesome. Science right now is so interesting with space science. There's so much cool shit going on. Okay. At the end of their workday, they are released into the surrounding wilderness where they are free to wander, mate, forage, and sleep to their heart's content. In the morning, they meet back up with their mahots who inspect them for wounds, bathe them, and brush their teeth. With the morning hygiene rituals complete, elephant and mahot then return to the work site for another day of labor. Yeah, same for mahots. Yeah. Lurk to go find my phone, says Eli. Why don't we look it up? Let's look it up. Let's do it. Mahot. Pronunciation. We have Google. It's here. Let's do it. Mahot. Mahout. Okay. Mahout. Awesome. Sometimes an elephant will refuse to return in the morning. It must be tracked down. Yeah, I'm taking the fucking day off. Yeah, I love it. Yeah. For this reason, each elephant is tagged with special earrings emitting a radio signal that can be easily tracked. It is understood that one cannot force an elephant to do something it does not truly want to do. And therefore, the onus lies with the mahout to convince them. Yeah, see, that's the thing that I like. They're probably, they're about as smart as we are, almost, right? They might be as smart as we are. We just can't translate their language. Like, they're pretty close, right? And they're bigger than us and tougher than us. They're not gonna do shit if they don't want to do it. I love it. Okay. And this is, you know, based in what goes on Earth right now, which is really cool. Yeah. To do this, a mahout may bribe their elephant with sweet rice cakes, serenade them with songs of friendship, or give extra long grooming sessions. They like music. That's another thing that I've recently learned. There's this whole series on YouTube called Piano for Elephants. Amazing. Watching how the elephants react, just like we react. They're moved by music, right? Older elephants prefer melancholy, slower pieces that let you think about things that we would call meditative, right? And younger elephants like to dance. So neat. They're such interesting creatures. Okay, sometimes it is enough for the mahout to wander the wilds with their elephant for a few days, quietly reinforcing their bond. Yeah, come hang out with me. I want to take a vacation. Awesome. While elephants are sometimes traded or sold, most commonly they are paired with a mahout master rider who, while still a calf, in a relationship that can last the rest of their lives. I don't think you need master rider here again to explain what a mahout is. That's the get back to work growl for those of you thinking. The dragon demands sacrifices of words. Yeah, I mean, you already said that once, right? And then the context continues to explain it, so I'd just delete that if I were you, okay? Yeah, you know, and if you create a bond that lasts most of their lives, then, you know, they want to do it because you're part of their family, right? And hello, Bob. Good to see you. We're in the middle of reading Scribe's article on working animals. So I will relink the link. Can I get some clarification reading? Wrote it when tired, so I need to make sure it's readable. Okay. Thank you, Gabby. I'll put that up just so there's Scribe's link if you're just arriving and want to follow along. I'll put up Gabby's link, and we will look at it probably after a sprint or two, once I'm done reading Scribe's article. That may be it for the showcases today, gang. We'll have to see. Okay. I know it says there's more, but... Okay. While elephants are sometimes traded or sold, most commonly they are paired with a mahout while still a calf in a relationship that can last the rest of their lives. Because of the similarity in lifespans, an elephant and mahout can spend almost their entire childhoods together, enter the workforce together, and ultimately retire together, which is a lovely thought, isn't it? Wouldn't that be a fulfilling life to lead? I think it would. Okay, see you later there, Eli. Yeah. The Brahmaputran artist Zin Zayar is famous for his watercolor paintings of mahouts and elephants enjoying their retirement, walking slowly through the woods, or enjoying a swim in a lazy river. Sounds lovely. The bond between mahout and elephant has grown to have a mystical reputation in Brahmaputran culture, with references to their loyalty making an appearance in Brahmaputran marriage ceremonies, and the protagonists in popular stories receiving wisdom from rider and elephant alike. And yeah, that is a thing. Yeah, no worries. Alright, responding to the Hand of Shiva. 10, 10, 10. Right, so 3,000? Yeah. 3,000 DE. The Hand of Shiva. An asteroid of immense size struck the planet of Brahmaputra Prime. Yikes. The resulting shockwave leveled ecosystems planet-wide, destroying infrastructure and equipment necessary for the survival of the colony. Oh, and blank, 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 Deseret era. Gotcha, okay. Yuck. Yuck about the asteroid crash. Yuck. Okay. You just haven't decided on the date yet, fair enough. In addition, a debris field comprised of the remains of the Hand of Shiva and smaller asteroids circled the planet, not circling, right, with impacts occurring almost every month. Brutal. Elephants and mahouts were quickly mobilized into emergency rescue and relief units, saving colonists from collapsed buildings and transporting them to safety. Elephants carried survivors and supplies across rivers, white with rapids caused by freak weather patterns, and through collapsed ecosystems where predators were desperate enough to attack humans and elephants alike. Yeah, I don't doubt it. The aftermath of the Hand of Shiva was hard on the elephants of Brahmaputra. Although most working elephants lived on the edge of settled land, the impact and subsequent shockwaves counted almost 10,000 elephants among the first round of casualties. Good God. While the mahouts tried to respect the elephants' crucial downtime, the lack of forageable food and predation by local wildlife whittled their numbers down even further. Some elephants, exposed daily to human and elephant deaths, developed post-traumatic stress disorder and refused to eat. That's a thing that happens with elephants, by the way. They get fucked up by tragedy. They grieve for really long periods of time. They get psychological issues from dealing with too much stress, just like we do. Just like us. Right? In Saitone province, an elephant named Aru Samat carried the body of her mahout Sanda'u over 30 kilometers to the family homestead where, despite the best attempts of Sanda's family to feed her, Aru Samat slowly starved herself to death. And that happens too. That's not unknown. If you didn't know this about elephants, now you do. From a pre-impact population high of 40,209, the elephant population of Brahmaputra had fallen to 23,417 within a year. Aw, brutal. Seeing no end to this attrition rate, the colonists feared that without a miracle, their beloved elephants were doomed to all die. Yeah, I'm with you, Gabby. Elephants are people, and you can't change my mind. There are creatures on this planet that act too much like us and are too smart to be considered animals, in my opinion. And that puts them off the menu, right, as far as food goes. And it includes elephants, dolphins, whales, corvids of any kind, most of the great apes, right, and squids and octopuses. You should not be eating those. They're way too smart. And pigs are questionable because they're smart enough to understand what's happening. So I'm like, but you know. Okay, life on Deseret. In Unknown Era DE, the Desereti diplomatic ship, the Albatross, arrived in the Brahmaputran system. In response to the humanitarian crisis on the planet, the diplomatic mission's leader, Ernest Bellington, cancelled the rest of the planned exploratory tour and returned to Deseret with a delegation of representatives from Brahmaputra Prime. Within a year, the Brahmaputra Refugee Bill was passed, and ultimately 100,000 Brahmaputran citizens were moved to Deseret. Awesome. With them came almost 10,000 elephants, posing difficult problems for their hosts. According to the Desereti constitution, private land ownership was restricted to the cities, with the rest of the planet held as a national reserve. That makes sense too? Right? For Brahmaputran homesteaders accustomed to spreading out across continents and claiming land, this came as quite a shock. Period. New sentence. For the Mahouts, it posed immediate problems. Elephants require deep wilderness that provides the room to wander, eat, and mate to stay healthy and happy. How about we only eat the stupid pigs? Yeah, I know. I haven't given up pork yet either, but they're aware. You know? Also, I like calamari too, but I just don't think it's moral to eat a creature that's that smart. And until we stop doing that, if aliens show up, we ain't gonna get along. And if they're like, you know, here from an interstellar mission, we don't have the technology to deal with them, so we better make nice. It's my opinion. Anyway. That's my personal opinion. I've made my own personal decisions about that, and I've given it some real thought. Some things you do because, you know, you believe in them morally, right? Not to say that I am by any means a vegetarian. Totally not. I think we're designed to eat meat. I just, you know, I think there's some creatures that are too smart for us to eat. Okay. In response, a partnership was established with the expat Mahouts and the Desereti Wilderness Bureau. The elephants and Mahouts would be hired as rangers, mapping and cataloging the wilds of Deseret and/or acting as emergency rescue units. In the years since the unit's creation, a growing coalition of environmentalists and anti-Brahmaputran. I have words I want to use for anti-Brahmaputrans, but activists, perhaps, is a not prejudicial one. 5 words for house slapping. Good job, James. Duly noted. I'll check that out when I get the chance. Bob said, if the aliens show up and Admiral Akbar is their pilot, then yes, we are in trouble. Yeah. I'll put something there. Subscribe. Okay. In the years since the unit's creation, a growing coalition of environmentalists and anti-Brahmaputran something have spoken out against the practice, claiming that the introduction of so many large herbivores posed an existential threat to Desereti ecosystems. That might be true. I don't really know. It would depend on the ecosystem. These accusations have fallen on deaf ears for the most part, as the Wilderness Bureau closely monitors the elephants. That is an apostrophe at the end of it. And not before the S, but after it. The elephants there. And I don't think you need for the most part either. I think you can get away with deleting it. These accusations have fallen on deaf ears as the Wilderness Bureau closely monitors the elephants' impact in regions where they operate, and there is a constant stream of breeding elephants being shipped. Oh wow, that's a very long sentence. Let's see if I can break that up a bit for you. These accusations have fallen on deaf ears. Period. The Wilderness Bureau closely monitors the elephants' impact in regions where they operate. And there is a constant stream of operate, and there is a constant stream of breeding elephants being shipped back to Brahmaputra, comma, where they are so desperately needed, just to give us a place to breathe in the sentence. Okay. Very funny, Bob. Bob says, of course, we could just invite her to dinner and give her the opportunity to say, it's a trap! Yeah. Okay. If that were not enough, maybe comma there too. The elephants are too popular with the majority of Deseret citizens, and the coalition against them too fragmented for any meaningful action to be taken against them. The elephants and their mahouts will continue to be part of Deseret's new multiculturalism, at least for the time being. Fantastic. And now we get to read the sidebar, which I know made Coffee cry. So, please stay calm. Help is on the way. Few Thus shouted over the loudspeaker. The recent meteor shower had turned the surrounding woodland, once one of the most productive mango-growing regions on the planet, into a smoldering ruin. The region's survivors, without food or resources, had attempted to make it across the Warung River before being trapped by the rising floodwaters. Now the mahouts and their elephants had arrived to save as many as they could. Fiothu grimly surveyed the white churning rapids, glad that her husband, Kine, had taken their children north to the government evacuation center months ago. The villagers had made it to a small hill now turned island. You need either a comma after hill and a comma after island, or you need to hyphenate. You could go a small hill, dash now, dash turned, dash island to make it clear that it's kind of one word. Either one would work. Before they had been cut off by the raging water, and the rescue was looking to be an arduous task. Barking orders at the other mahouts in her unit, she gave the command for her elephant partner, Tarantang, to enter the river. As the pair led the way, Tarantang used her long, muscular trunk to check the riverbed for unstable footing or to move sunken trees that blocked their path. Once past the shallows, she used her trunk as a snorkel, carefully feeling her way to the isolated group. Within 10 minutes, Fiothu was able to see the villagers, overwhelmed and exhausted, clinging to the few remaining trees left and soaked by the spray of the rapids. Fiothu grabbed her loudspeaker, instructing the villagers to approach 4 at a time to be loaded on the back of the elephants. You got on here, after back you need of. Slowly, steadily, the elephants carried load after load of passengers back to the safety of the riverbank, with Fiothu directing the effort from the back of Tarantan. At last, only a handful of villagers remained, 2 parents and their children. At Fiothu's order, Tarantan lowered her trunk to the ground with the end pointing up and flared her large ears forward. The mother, youngest child tied in the front-facing sling, grabbed both of the elephant's ears and stepped onto the trunk. Feeling the firm grip and balancing of the mother, Tarantan slowly raised her trunk upwards until the mother reached the crown of Tarantan's head. Fiothu reached out a hand and helped the mother climb past to settle on the elephant's back. The process was repeated for the father with the final child, and the group was ready to move out. As the group reached the shore, Fiothu saw that the current had eroded the bank, leaving it too steep to climb up on. Spotting a climbable bank, Fiothu bent down to direct Tarantan to it, but horrified yells and the sound of cracking timber made her look upriver. In horror, she saw a large wall of roiling water, broken logs breaking the surface before being dragged back under by the current. A log jam must have broken upriver, releasing the pent-up water in a violent flash flood. Ignoring the screaming of her passengers, Fiothu shouted directions to Tarantan, but the large pachyderm needed no instruction. Bellowing loudly and charging downriver, Tarantan used her long tusks to hurl logs out of the way as she rushed to escape. Reaching the bank and finding it still too steep, Tarantan reached out her trunk and, grabbing a hold of a tree near the shore, began pulling her tremendous weight out of the water. A massive force slammed into Tarantan, causing Fiothu and the family to cling on for dear life and almost uprooting the tree Tarantan had grabbed. Looking down, Fiothu saw the end of a log sticking out from where it was buried in Tarantan's side. Feeling Tarantan's grip on the tree begin to fade, Fiothu cried out in encouragement. Keep going, Taratan! We're almost there! Climb, Tarantan! Climb! Slowly, Tarantan pushed herself out of the river, digging her tusks into the mud for support. Within a few moments, she had dragged the majority of her body onto land, and the family slid off and joined the other refugees nearby. I would end the sentence here, and then start a new sentence with Fiothu checked Tarantan's injuries. It was a ghastly sight. Maybe even a new paragraph, actually. Yeah, it was a ghastly sight. Or this could be a new paragraph. It was a ghastly sight. The skin broken and bloody in several spots where wood or stone had been slammed into Tarantan's side. Fiothu attempted to pull the log out from her friend's side, but hearing the pained shriek from Tarantan, she abandoned the effort. Returning to the elephant's front, Fiothu collapsed to her knees, sobbing as she hugged the face of her oldest friend, as Tarantan quietly died. And I knew what was coming, and it still made me cry. That's beautiful. So I think this should be a prize winner. It's awesome. I hope that you do well. Moving and interesting and well-researched, and, you know, beautifully presented. Great work, my friend. And I'm going to put that in my recommended articles. For summer camp. I don't know what you mean, Barbarossa. I loved it too, kid. He says, I have a question. How do you change the text size on your articles like how you did for the Void Chaser? If the Void Chaser, like the word appears differently in my Void Chaser Dispatch article, it's either that I created a link to something that isn't a link yet, or I used italics. So... yeah, mine too, Laria. That is an amazing article, I agree. All my summer camp articles are very rough. Mine aren't that rough, but they're not that well done either. So, good job. And, yeah, thank you for sharing that, Scribe. That's awesome. I was really looking forward to it, and I'm really glad we had the opportunity to do it. Alright. This is the next showcase up here. That's Gabby, but first I'm going to take a bio break. The sprint turned while I was reading the end of the article, but I didn't want to interrupt it because I thought it was inappropriate to interfere with the dramatic moment. So just a note if you were keeping track of your words for the sprint. And I am going to go to the break screen. I will be back in a few minutes, gang. Alright, and we are back. I think I'm going to finish out the rest of this sprint, and then I'm going to do one more sprint after this, and then we'll do Gabby's article. I'm doing some stuff with graphics, mainly crediting on it. Get ready to use in my article. Okay, I'll have a look at the document. And I don't seem to be having, knock on wood, any trouble with the stream. I guess I have found the problem. I'm going to try turning up the bitrate for next time. I turned it right down because I wanted to be sure if that was the problem. So if it looks a little fuzzy, that would be why, and I will see if I can get it a little bit sharper next time. Don't jinx myself. Yeah, I know, right? This is an oak desk right here, so I'm knocking on wood, and I'm knocking on oak, so, okay. That looks beautiful. I love the look of that there, Barbarossa. Looks very official. Nice. Okay, I'm gonna do the rest of my sprint now. Okay. That was inconvenient. Yeah, it does help to know, Stretch, that you use the 720p output. Yeah, that's what I was going to turn it up to and see if it worked. But I turned it like right down. I think it's 432 or whatever that is, right? Because I wanted to be sure. And Daz is having a snack break. Chips and energy drink. Sounds nutritious. Of course, that's what I eat a lot of the time. Except, you know, coffee and Coca-Cola instead. That's the spread. I think I'll count that as about 6 minutes of light edits, eh? Where is my calculator? Calculator! There we go. Yeah, I eat a lot of chips, especially like nacho-type chips, when I can, because most of them have cheese on them. But Doritos makes a ketchup chip flavor that doesn't have cheese, but it tastes like it has cheese, and I love it. Okay. They only do it like for 3 months out of the year, bastards. Sometimes I'll just eat like tortilla chips and dip it in salsa. One of my favorite snacks. Okay, so 6 times 15, because I was only there for 6 minutes in the spread, 90 words. We'll call that. Digs out chips, says Masadi's. I munch a lot when I'm writing kicks. Yeah, because the brain needs calories too, you know. 10th prompt completed, says Loria. Good job. Another 10 to get to my goal. Excellent. You're halfway there. And good time zone to you, Natalia. How are you today? Spaghetti from Smutgeek. Why do you guys do this every fucking time? You guys, like, deliberately do this to me, don't you? You're like, you're gonna make me go have food. You know, it's 1:24. Right? It's lunchtime. But I'm streaming. I hate you all. I'm just saying. Okay. Taco Bell, nacho chips. Blah! You guys suck. Alright. 484 words for the Badgers from Natalia. Oh, you guys are great. It's hilarious. Gloria says I try not to munch on chips because I try to get myself in control. I hate you, Daz. I really hate you. She's like, want some? And offers the energy drink can and tortilla emote. You suck. Okay. Yeah, I want tortilla chips now. We just might be fetching those from the store. I'm just saying. Okay. Okay. Move on to the next one. This is actually a vision of a lava that I had in mind. Mountains. Does this sound too lame? May the gods favor our queen? No, not in an empire. Yeah, I know. I try not to munch on chips because I want to get myself in control, but I love chips, says Laria. Natalia says, hands in here. Yes, this is not my friend. Okay, I sympathize. I hope you managed to figure it out. Good luck. James says, if I could turn into a tiger, I would sit on Daz. Just saying. Yes, and then lick her with your rough tongue, which will irritate her but not harm her. That would be fun. Daz has earned the right to harass me by now. As a matter of fact, if she didn't, I wouldn't think she was my friend. So there you go. What the hell did I call that? This is actually for another thing entirely. Okay, Peridot. Toysoldier Saga. food fight. James laughs. Whereas I just harassed Sable anyway, says Stretch. You two have earned the right to harass me. Oh, I should change this. Message here. Okay. Now there's a particular place that I saw that picture. See, the problem is when I go through and do like Pixabay, yes, Eclipse Bay. Odin Strait. Okay. That's to get back to work, bro. File manager is what I want. Odin Strait. Odin's Strait. Eclipse Bay. Would I call that Hugin or Munich, I wonder? It's just taking a while, okay. Well, geological might be what I want. Hugin to Munin, yes, okay, so Hugin is there, Munin is south, okay. That's what I needed to know. There. The problem is when you go looking for pictures, you find other pictures. That are good for other things. Thanks for helping Natalia figure it out there, Stretch. That's great. Sable got a good Empress name. Your language is kind of Germanic, so I would look to the names of Austrian royalty, perhaps, or Prussian. have no idea what I'm doing with this picture, by the way. It's just like, that's a wormhole that's near a planet. There will be a use for that somewhere. Of course, anything that's that close to a supernova, where it's doing that in the fucking sky, is dead. Back to list, says Daz. Munchies break over. Barbarossa says Empress, Genovia, Ruswith, Helmina, Sacha, Ferenstock. Sounds good. Alright, now that I've done that, let's put the pictures in my article. Where shall they go? I have to look at the article to determine where they should go. Okay, so first things first, I'm going to need the landscape picture there, so let's start with that. I think it was called mountains. Yeah, lots of mountains, but it's that landscape in particular I was looking for. Alright, see you after your bath, James. There, that's pretty. I see I have to do a bunch of article edits. What a pain in my ass. Okay. Articles. Let's search for my elves. I guess I don't have to include the ethnicities, do I? Oh, maybe I do. Come on, you. I've been paying about that. stick to planets here. And we'll leave the ethnicities for the individual communities. Just so that this doesn't get too far out of hand. Alright, let's see what that looks like on the elf article. Hopefully it only shows up in all the sub-articles, because that would be a pain in the ass. Smut Geek likes the Empress name, that's cool. Back from puppy care and dinner cleanup, awesome. Masadi says, okay, I've got my writing done for the day. Now I have to take a secret mission for previously mentioned sustenance, because you all suck. Yes, that's right. A proclamation, hereby decreed by our most imperial majesty Empress Genovia Roswith Helmina Sacha Ferenstock in union of the twin houses of arms and coins on the date. Awesome. Alright, it ended up a big long list, but that's okay. Elves are a big deal in my universe, so alright. And it didn't overwhelm my article, so fine. Now, let's see if elf shows up as an inhabiting species on Avalon now. There we go. All that for what is effectively one word. Hilarious. I should probably include it as about 20. So I will do that. I will add 20 words to my editing total. Alright, now. Let's decide where we're putting up pictures. When does this sprint end, by the way? 2 minutes. Okay, Gabby, if you're ready, I'll do your article as soon as this sprint is done. So, 2-minute one. Alright. Pictures. I think they might all fit in the sidebar, eh? Well, I can move them around after, can't I? So why don't I just start with that? Oh, and I need to leave a space because I need music too, which I won't be able to do on stream. Okay. So about 3 pictures would be my guess there. That's what I require. On the sidebar. I'm starting to get to know this better. Well, that resolved itself, didn't it? Oh yeah, I'm going to do one more picture. Where did I put that? I think it's in locations as well. Let's look at the locations directory. That's probably the easiest. That's the sprint. Oh, I have 2 of these pictures. Silly me. I will delete one. I don't think I've used it in any article yet. Nope, I haven't used either one. Okay, well. I don't need bloody 2. How'd you guys do in the sprint, by the way? Those of you sprinting. Okay. Just trying to think of what would be the first thing you'd want to look at when you thought of Avalon. Smut Geek's trying to decide what prompt to work on, seeking inspiration. I feel that. Kitoy Poi says I'm working along at my document article while waiting for my workday to end. Nice. I'll dump the words all at once in the sprint or 2. No worries. Good job. We have 144 words for the big lizards from Daz. That's great. Alright. I'm not making any progress here. Let me think about this. Alright, let's start with the weird shaped ones, shall we? That would make more sense. I think too much about this shit sometimes, you know? Alright, let's start with that. Okay, I'll leave that at this for now, because we're just about at the end of the break, and when the sprint starts, we'll start with Gabby's article here. Another showcase? I don't know. We'll see. I said that might be it for today, baby. Alright, back to Gabby's article. I will do it if I have time. How is that? I'm making no promises, though. We'll put it up. Doesn't look that long. Oh, okay, you just want me to do the document. Okay, I will do that in a moment. First of all, let's do Gabby's. And you're basically just looking for a quick read-through to see if it's understandable, right? Are you wanting me to, like, do your grammar, or just to make sure it's clear? Yeah, just that it's clear. Okay. The Merazine Prophecy. Deseret, Ruidal Aben, and Slavery Abolitionist Societies. You got here to read more about automatons themselves. Themselves is one word. Automatons, and for more on the city, this takes place in the City of Diamonds. Okay, that's confusing. Let's see. We'll work on the other parts later. Okay. I might say, okay, read more about automatons at this link, and then, you know, use the in-article link for automatons, right? And then end the sentence there, and then I'd say, for more on the city this takes place in, check out the City of Diamonds. Okay. The stone, metal, wood, and flesh will turn on our greed and devour us whole. You need a space between devour and us. It might be a little confusing. Okay. Okay, Natalia's done for writing for today. Fair enough. Okay, one period at the end of that sentence in the quotation. I would say the sentence like this. The small dark elf woman, and you've got women right now, with pale dark hair, spoke in front of the council of Merazine as if possessed. Period. Many, a new sentence, many now believe she was possessed, but by what is unknown. The Chronicles of the Revolt of the City of Diamonds by Hope Archer, 1003. Space between Archer and 1003. Also called the Merazine Prophecy. Okay. Okay. Let's see here. All right. I would just say, because you've got the Merazine Prophecy, I mean, like, the Merazine Prophecy is only known as the Merazine Prophecy, right? I don't think it's known as anything else. you're just including these other things in the article, right? So I would start with the Merazine prophecy was given by Deseret Ruidal Aben, comma, a dark elf mostly known as a minor wizard of divination in the City of Diamonds. Period. She was the owner of a shop dedicated to selling incense and other meditation tools. Comma, which was known as Ruidal's Pindolt, or in common, Ruby's prayer small place. It may seem like I'm picking on your grammar. I'm doing it to make it make sense, right? You said you want it to make sense, right? The reason why I say that is because the way it's currently presented, you've got like part of the information presented and it's difficult to follow how it connects. So that's why I'm suggesting going at it from a slightly different angle. I think I'm going to be ending up doing this a lot, Gabby, because this is obviously like a raw draft of yours, and that's cool. That's cool. Bring it to me. I don't mind at all, right? I'll let you know that according to the thingy, how long have I been live? Okay, go to the 150 mark when you're watching this later if you want to go over the VOD and pause things so that you have time to, you know, consider the changes I'm suggesting. Okay, because I know you're not going to have time to write it all down now, right? So 150, right? Almost the 2 hour mark, 10 minutes into 2 hours. Okay. And then after that, I would say the prophecy was fulfilled a little over 366 years ago. And people don't say that a little over 366 years. They might say a little over 360 years ago, but 366 is pretty precise. I would say the prophecy was fulfilled 366 years ago. This is a phrase. Automatons of which the prophecy are the prophecy stone, metal, wood part. It's not connected to anything. Right, so you need to connect it. I would say the prophecy spoke of stone, metal, and wood. Crafted out of living metal, wood or stone, and magical materials, automatons. Most have agreed that automatons were the subject of the prophecy. Once given a cantrip's worth of energy, automatons could do more tasks. Could do more and more tasks. Eventually, after being fed eventually they became sentient with the buildup of magic, is how I might say that. And these newly born at the time, and this newly born race were at the heart of the City of Diamonds revolt, though all the races of the people enslaved took part. Deseret Ruidal Aben was also you need an A there, secret slave abolitionist working in a secret abolitionist. You don't need slave. And the reason why we know that abolitionist means getting rid of slavery. Working in the Sun Moon Allegiance. Do you mean allegiance or do you mean alliance? Right? I don't think you need now she has been outed. By implying that she was secret and then talking about it later, we know she has to have been outed or nobody would have written this history, right? So I think you just say that Deseret Rudol Aben was also a secret abolitionist working in the Sun-Moon Alliance. Yeah, okay, so Alliance is spelled, and I know because I do this too, by the way, right? And you would want to give it a capital letter there because it's part of a proper name. Okay, for the organization, right? Some now believe she was a huge aid of the revolt. However, those who knew her personally will assure you that she was a tiny cog in that machine. Or you can make it as one sentence and go, some now believe she was a huge aid to the revolt, comma, lowercase b, but those who know her personally will assure you that she was a tiny cog in that machine. Right? Also because of that, oh. Okay. Let me think about this. Also because of that aforementioned ousting, I think outing is what you were after there, that it was not a real prophecy. Ah, okay, so she made it up. It wasn't a prophecy. She was kind of giving a warning. Or was it like she was deliberately pretending it was a prophecy, or she was actually speaking prophecy, right? I'm confused. I don't know which it is. She was a phony, but some people, or she was a foci, but some people don't believe her. She was a prophet, but some people don't believe her. Okay. She was telling the truth. Okay, all right. I would totally take the stuff about where and when this was given out and put it as basically your ending sentence, right? Because you're kind of combining two ideas there, right? Deseret or Ruidel Aben, depending on whether you want an informal or a formal style, right, sheepishly admitted that she thought she had been mistaken at the time. Period. She believed her powers had failed her and the whole revolt would fail. Not would be fail. Would fail. Right? However, she wanted to believe it, perhaps. Okay. That's the sprint for those of you sprinting. Okay. I'd completely rewrite this paragraph and probably split it up into 3. The Sun Moon Alliance included the true warriors for the Battle Maiden, you need the, a group that believed that the owning of slaves, especially those used for war, was offensive to the Battle Maiden, comma, the Windcaster's beloved, who wholeheartedly believed in the prophecy and thought it a sign from the Windcaster himself, herself, themself, whatever is appropriate. And then depending on what they're connected to, oh, okay, I see. Abolitionist dark elf societies. Okay, I'm confused. I'll ignore that last bit. Start over. Okay, 3 dark elf abolitionist societies I don't know, what do they do with that? Like, I don't really understand how they get into this. I understand that these 3 societies existed and that you want to list the members of them. But what I don't understand is what they have to do with the prophecy in particular, because that's not explained, right? I assume they played a part in the revolt and that they wanted to believe in the prophecy, but it doesn't tell me that, right? So we need to have that information. When we know what they did, right, I would put that, right? The Sun Moon Alliance was one of 3 major, like, here's an example. The Sun Moon Alliance was one of 3 major dark elven abolitionist societies involved in the conspiracy. You try to combine the prophecy with the revolt article. I get that, but I don't understand what role these guys played in the prophecy or the revolt, right? You're just listing groups and the members of one particular group, but I don't understand why they're mentioned, right? Did they have something to do with the revolt? Did they decide to take the prophecy to heart and believe it was a sign that now the time had come to move against the rebellion, or to move their rebellion forward? In which case, that tells me that Ruadal Abin actually is a major player in the whole revolt thing and not a small cog in the machine, especially if she is one of the leaders of one of these societies. They did help the revolt. Okay. Fair enough, and so now we need to relate it back to the prophecy. Cool. Okay, thank you. That helps me. Let's see. 3 dark elven abolitionist societies took the prophecy to heart, believing that the time for their revolt had come. These societies included the True Warriors for the Battle Maiden, and I might even list these as point forms using unnumbered lists, right? The True Warriors for the Battle Maiden, a group that believed that the owning of slaves, especially those used for war, displeased the Battle Maiden. The Windcaster's Beloved, listed as a separate group, who believed the prophecy was a sign from the Windcaster themselves, himself, herself, whichever pronoun is appropriate to that deity, right? And then the Sun Moon Alliance, whose members included Deseret Ruadal Abin, listed separately, right? Underneath it, kind of thing, like a table or a point form list. That's the Get Back to Work growl for those of you sprinting. Right, and I'd list Deseret Thruidel-Abin. You don't need any more information about her because we already know who she is, right? That's been explained in the article, right? Valalal Hazeslayer, a male beastmaster. Nifrabi Freezaguth. I don't know what a caster sexed alchemist is. What does caster sext mean? But whatever, yeah. Drekness Wovneth, a male witch. Shebe Bloodcaller, a female blood hunter. Right, and then that would be like its own list. Right? Yeah. Right, and that would be listed under the section on the Sun Moon Alliance. And then, remember that I said this time and date thing, I would make your end sentence. After I listed all of that, right, I would go back to here and I would say, as your final sentence, Deseret or Deseret Thruidel-Abin delivered her prophecy to the Council of Merazine 598 years ago in the year 2331. And that would be the last line I would put. Caster sex is a concept for intersex. Cool. I like that. That's great. A caster sex alchemist. Okay, leave that as that. If you don't have an article for that yet, for caster sext, then I would use a tooltip, right, and explain that it means intersex. And that's great. Cool. This is good. I really like where you're going with this, Gabby. I'm interested in the events of this. Right? I'm kind of excited about the idea of dark elven abolitionist societies that are coming to the rescue of Warforged. I think that's marvelous. Well, you called them automatons in your world, but we know that's what they are. Gabby says the Sun Moon Alliance was a small part of the revolt because the biggest thing they did is some of them locked some of the doors of the city to keep the revolt warriors able. Yeah, okay. But that actually is a big role. Like, sometimes the role doesn't have to be a big thing that was done, but something that was done at a pivotal moment that changed the effects of everything. You'd be amazed at how many times small things can change big things, right? This is really cool, Gabby. Bring this back to me when you've worked it a bit. I would love to see it, like, in a more finished state. Because this is good. This is cool. I'm excited about your world and your history. I want to read more about it. It's awesome. Yeah, see, Smucky agrees with me. Yeah, this sounds so fun. Exactly. This sounds great. You know, like, I could write a story about this. I've already got ideas in my mind where I'm like, okay, I could write this short story. You know? This would be great. So, cool. Okay. I'm going to take another short break. It won't be as long as the last one. Then we will showcase Barbarossa's article document quickly. This is beautiful. I mean, it looks really nice just looking at it. I'm checking something else. Oh, James? Yeah, go for it. If you're still here in the chat. Refresh if you don't mind. No, I do not mind at all. Okay, cool. I'll be right back, gang. I'm just gonna go take another quick file. I'll see you in a minute. Alright, we're back. I'm going to go quickly over Barbarossa's document here, which I love the looks of. And by the way, Gabby, people are asking you to drop the link for your article. I was looking back through the chat for it, but I don't find it. I obviously buried it in the chat where it got buried. So if you wouldn't mind sharing the link again to your article so that other people can go check it out and like it, then I'm sure they would really appreciate it. Alright, so Barbarossa's article. I love the look of this. It looks very official. Nice CSS. Good choice of fonts and whatnot, and I love your seal. From the Imperial Office of the Military Registrar, proclamation announcing the Magus Rite, date announced. Yeah. This proclamation hereby decreed by our Most Imperial Majesty, Empress Genovia Roswith Helena Sacha Ferenstock, in union of the twin houses of arms and coins on the date. Oh, is hereby. Thank you, DM Stretch. Awesome. So, Stretch dropped Gabby's link if you guys want to go check out her article. Perfect. This proclamation is hereby decreed. Or, if you wanted what you originally said, which was hereas decreed, that would work too. I thought it was a complete sentence, but if you don't want it to be a complete sentence, then instead of where you got the period on the date, you could put a colon, and that would work too. And, yeah, I might make that a separate paragraph. Henceforth, all persons who... Oh, can I drop Barbarossa's link? Yes, I certainly can. I'm sorry. Yes. There we go. Sorry about that, gang. Okay. So, henceforth, all persons who, not whom, hold national citizenship imbued with thaumaturgical ability shall be placed under the protective and watchful eye of our state-operated and funded boarding academies to ensure their safety and safety of all citizens. Yeah, see, conscription, you know, into the army is like only part of it, right? It's sort of like a concentration camp, really, because they're holding them in a particular place, yep. This decree, in unison with the National Military's active date, nicely done, proclaims that all citizens with thaumaturgy, not thaumaturgical, shall be placed in conscription, or shall be conscripted, right, at the age of 12. You can't say, I don't know if you want to say conscripted at the age of 12. The thaumaturgy shall be placed in protective custody at the age of 12. Yeah, they shall be trained in, they shall receive academic, etiquette, and military training for a minimum of 6 years before they are required to serve 2 years active service in the national military, is what I might say for that. In addition, this decree grants the Imperial Office of the Military Registrar and, in unison, the Imperial Military of Adros the ability to call upon mages under the age of 30 years of, or under the age of 30. Delete all the rest of this. Or under 30 years of age. You've got like some typo shit going on there. You rethought it twice and didn't finish deleting, which I've done. Under 30 years of age to serve the nation in times of war. May gods favor our Empress. A Weissenberg, printed by Edric das Gosser, Prince Master to the Empress's most excellent informer. Yeah, that looks great. Just, you know, some grammar shifting. You better still be here, Barbarossa, after you pestered me on both Discord and in the stream, or I will kick your ass. I'm just saying. I love you, but... Alright. Okay, good. You are here. Excellent. Alright. I hope that was helpful. I like what you've got here. It's just a matter of knowing highfalutin grammar, right? And Rowan put in 398 words for the Warren. Thank you very much. I'm much appreciated, my dear. Okay. Yes, but yes, this is good. Awesome. Let me know when the article is finished, and I will give you my like. Okay. Accidentally checking in on the Kickstarter. I see nothing has changed. We are still $146 away from audiobooks. 33 hours to go. All right, I'm gonna do some sprinting now, and that's it for showcases for today, gang. We'll open them up again on probably Saturday if I'm in Aaron's stream. $393 words for the Warren from Kit. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. That is the end of the sprint. I guess I'll talk for the break. So that's really cool. Thank you very much. I hope you guys are doing really well in your... Oh, here we go. We have 585 words for the Bat Colony from Aaron. 17 out of 20 prompts complete. Kit's done 15 prompts. Excellent. Good work, guys. I've done 7, I think. Okay. I've done 12 in the rough so far, says Daz. Good work. I think that... start with that one. Smut Geek says I've done 14, but I saved the ones I had no idea what to do for last, and here I am. Yeah, I understand. $256 words for the big lizards from Daz. Good job. The colony appreciates it, I'm sure. The herd does, rather. You know what? Never mind. I don't think they need an article. Bah. Everybody knows what fucking unicorns are. I'm not sure I need that picture. I don't think I do. I'm not gonna use it. That is to get back to the flower? No. Alright. Art breeder it is, then. Nothing. Ooh. Ooh. Those look like mountains made out of crystal. That's fantastic. I will probably need that later. I'll almost certainly need that later too. It's a cool thing you can do on Art Breeder that I really like. You just go, I don't have to save it anywhere. You know, think because I might not find it again. I just like go, oh yeah, that's cool. Really neat staves, I'm gonna have to remember. Wonder Woman. That's what I think when I look at that one. Oh, that's wicked. I like that. Some alien form of life I'll be describing later. That's cool. That looks very science fiction-y. That glass is pretty neat. That looks like it might be a city. Wow, this goes on forever, doesn't it? Not quite. I don't know what that is, but something about it appeals to my imagination. Okay, let's go back to the top. Wait a minute. Ooh. Might be able to use that for something too. Okay. What do we got? That's cool. That looks like ruins. I think I'm saving that for now, but it's not what I need. What are you? I can't really tell what that is, so. Ooh, idyllic. Yes, try that. Perhaps I have been too picky. Ooh, that might be what I'm after. Oh! So like that. Let's have some looks here. Not quite. Okay. That's bizarre. I can't tell what that is. Damn it. I'm trying to find something that looks like a tower made of crystal. Okay, that looks like a tower made of crystal. Yep, lapping hole for sure. Kid's heading out. Has to feed the family and get ready for D&D. Enjoy your game. And thank you for joining me, Kit. And thank you for writing with us today. The Warren appreciates your words. Eli is back. Went through a lot of my grandmother, or their grandmother's stuff with their aunt and cousin. An art breeder is a rabbit hole. Yes, it's a lapping hole. What? You lost your seat in your EDUC course? What the hell? How come? What happened there? I'm depressed for you. Did I do this one yet? I don't think I did. I'll look at that one too. Was I around at the end of Kahuna the Elder's stream today, says James. I was not. No, I took a nap. So that I would be ready to stream now. Eli says, was bittersweet. A lot of nice stuff, missing the person they belong to. Yeah, I get that. Cellular telephone went into this. Chambered Nautilus comic book. It's amazing how people come up with shit. Eli says, I'm going to go start my stream. Be up and ready when you're ready to go down, Sable. Awesome. Have fun battling technology, Eli, says Daz. Okay, I feel like some people may have concerns about the funness of Game of Thrones, Sable. Alright, what's the concerns? Is it feeling like too competitive for people? That's the sprint. How are people doing anyway? Are you guys getting your goals accomplished? Do you feel like you're making progress? Courtesy Art Breeder. Just to show you how I've been. Ah, well, I asked, didn't I? Okay, fair enough, James. And actually, that is something that I've been concerned about myself. Okay, and I'd love to hear your take on it too, Shy. If you wouldn't mind discussing that, like, James is not in the organization channel, but you are. If you could offer your perspective there too. Yeah, I get what's going on. And there is some concern in the Discord. Perhaps we should all share there. Yes, let's do that and leave it for after. I'm sorry I was not there at the end of the stream. And I, because I took a nap, right? So I will look at it as soon as the stream is done. This has also been a concern of mine, and the thoughts that you have had are thoughts that I have also had. I'm not sure, so yeah, I would like to talk about it. Okay, yeah, I see what's happening with the chatter. We'll approach it when I'm done the stream. And I see where other people are coming from too. Alright, that's the growl for the last sprint of the stream. We will be doing a raid after this. And I think it's just Eli who's up, so... Oh, Masadi's is up too. I didn't even realize you were up, Misa. I'm sorry. Shout out for Misa, if you haven't checked out her stream yet. Oh, you're two-timing me. Okay, that's cool. James says, to your other question, I think I'm unnecessarily limiting myself because of just wanting copper only, and since you can't mix and match badges, this is why I'm aiming for 19, not 20 prompts. Whatever you want to do, you know, the whole purpose of summer camp is to inspire yourself to whatever you want to accomplish. So, you know, you don't have to do any particular thing. I think I can leave those for now because they're clearly from Hard Reader. Put that in the thing, but I don't immediately know what to do with them, so. I thought I had an idea, but now I don't. But I will use them later. Because there's a certain look that I want to my stuff from this world, right? So yeah, thanks, Rowan. This thing that I'm not going to talk about, says Masadi's, was totally worth the trip. Thank you for not talking about it. I know it involves food. And I'm hungry. 1, 2, 3. Okay, the second one. It's almost the right amount of picture there. Let's see. Shop inventory's done. Good work, Daz. Daz says next we'll be assembling and maybe making map pieces, then back to painting more minis. Awesome. All right, paper, hand stretches, yep. I had a dingy thing there. Oh, thank you very much for the follow, Rugrat1. Welcome. Much appreciated. Yeah, hand stretches are a good idea. Daz says, I'm hoping to watch Sunday's Toysoldiers episode, but it's my D&D game day. Boo! Instead of running late, we will be starting in the morning and going till who knows when. That's the marathon day. Yeah, nice to meet you, Rugrat. You kind of caught me at the end here, unless you've been lurking. But, thanks for... I think I've seen you in other streams, because I know your name. I must have said hi at least once or twice. But we do writing streams here. Tomorrow we are going to be back for... It's like, it's the last day of my Kickstarter, so I'm going to be doing stuff on that. But I'm also going to be doing this week's results stream for the Game of Thrones Tourney of Tales. Did I hit my audiobook goal? I'm close. I'm close. It is... What is that? $146 shy. Yep, within 150 bucks. Yep, $146 and it will do it. Who are we rating? We will be rating Eli, I think. Thanks, Shy. Much appreciated. There's some new add-ons you may be interested in. I added some ebooks that weren't available previously. due to a request by somebody in the community. Smut Geek finally chose a prompt to work on and did 45 words for the sprint, so that's great. Okay, I think I can leave that there. Now I just have to put the... Yeah. Okay. And that's the sprint, guys. Alright, so we're at the very end. Bring out your words! Bring out your words! Bring out your words! I'm gonna actually give myself about half an hour worth of editing time here. I mean, mostly I was screwing around with pictures, but formatting and that's part of it, isn't it? You think? Or should I? Well, no, I think I concentrated for about 15 minutes, so we'll say 15 minutes. And that'll give me 225. And then I had, did I count those? 134? I did not. So add those. Because I forgot to enter them because I was distracted by breaks. There we go. 359. Alas, I have no words. I took a much needed nap. I did that earlier. Yeah. I did that earlier. 359. There we go. What's this? Can we talk about food yet? Yes, because now I can go get some. The stream is ending. So you can talk about food now. Oh, are we having nacho chips? Rugrat sprinted out. Yeah, I thought I'd seen you in other writing streams. Glad you found your way over here. I do writing streams on Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays. Erin does them on Saturdays. My start time is noon Pacific, which is 3 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. UTC, 8 p.m. in the UK, and brain 5 a.m. Australian Eastern Time. So, yeah. And I hope I'll see more of you. Tomorrow is the writing sprint day, other than the fact that it's like the last day of my Kickstarter, and it's also results day for the Tourney of Tales. I'm not sure how to handle that tomorrow, because so many things going on. Last day of the Kickstarter, you know. You'll be streaming just before me tomorrow. Okay, that's cool. You can hop in after your stream. Awesome. I don't know why I shut that down. I'm going to pop off now to go to Masadi's. That's awesome. Yes, support all the other streamers, guys. I'll tell you what, gang. I think I'm not going to do the actual results tomorrow until an hour in, right? I think that I will do them at, no, 2 hours in, because I start at noon, so I think that I will do the results at 2 p.m. And then that way we get some solid writing time in. I can, you know, do the last few things for my Kickstarter, right? So, results stream 2 p.m. tomorrow, Pacific time. That would be 5 o'clock Eastern, 5 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. UTC, 10 p.m. in the UK, and to 7 a.m. Australian Eastern Time. So that's when we'll do the results. Prior to that will be kind of a, you know, here's the last chance for my Kickstarter, and also we're doing writing sprint stream. No showcases. Actually, no showcases at all. Right? We'll resume them on Saturday. Right? Okay, then I should be able to hop in for results if you want. Thank you, Shy. I would appreciate that. And anybody else from the organizers, if you'd like to, that would be great. Yes, World Anvil stream time is right here, right before my Kickstarter stream thing here. I had to move my thing back till noon, right? Because of, like I said, because of Jamie's changed schedule. So yeah. Right? I want to give it some distance because I want to concentrate on my Kickstarter a bit tomorrow, it being the last day. You know, there might be a lot of people who are coming over from World Anvil, you know, and it would be, I mean, it's going to be my last chance to really pitch it, right? Other than later that night, which I'm also doing a countdown stream for my Kickstarter, 10 p.m. to midnight Pacific. That is 1 a.m. Friday Eastern, 5 a.m. Friday UTC, that means 6 a.m. Friday in the UK, and 3 p.m. Australian Eastern Time. No, I am definitely not going to stream over World Anvil. Okay, fair enough if you're sleeping. That's alright. Yeah, and then Aaron will be back on Friday with Ask an Old GM at 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. UTC, 10 p.m. in the UK. Still have to think about it when I'm doing the math there. 7 a.m. Australian Eastern Time. And then, you know, yeah. Thank you very much for joining me, everybody. We're 10 minutes over already. I've already pitched my Kickstarter on the stream, so I'm not going to pitch it anymore. I'm just going to remind everybody we're less than $150 short of the audiobooks. Please support it. And we're going to take you over to, let's see, who's still up? I don't know. Eli or Misa, guys? Oh, no, Misa went down. Or did she? Wait a minute. I got to compare the calendars now. Do you know what? Maybe I might go to Misa. Or is she doing a lobby? Go Eli. Okay, I will do that then. Right, thank you very much. And hopefully I'll see you guys tomorrow.